Brant, have you settled in on your units now, or are there still some moving parts as you get closer?
I think I think we've settled in for the most part, but there's always moving parts every week, depending on who's active, who's inactive, things like that. But that goes on a weekly basis for sure. But I'm excited. It's a young group. Excited to work with these guys.
With Justin Tucker, the guy's percentage is unbelievable. Do you have to, because he proved last year with the record kick, does that change your strategy when you know that he's capable of pretty much hitting from anywhere?
Well, I think that just my humble, honest opinion, he's got to be considered, if not the best ever. He's one of the best ever to do it. And with the record kick, his range is crazy. He's got some real big guys up front that do a great job of protecting him and stuff like that. And you got to try to affect his kicks, but they do a great job up front. The whole special teams does a great job for them. I think they're well coached. They got a head coach that's a special teams guy. Their special teams coach does a great job, and they've got players, and so got a real good group of specialists. And I think that the young punter is going to be really good, and certainly the Duvernay, their returner, is outstanding as well.
How much of a challenge is he to kind of?
Oh, he's a stud. He is. He's got all the things you look for. He breaks a lot more tackles than everybody would think. He's got quicks and dynamic burst, and he's got long speed. So, he's going to be a really big challenge for us this week.
With Berrios, if he was flying under the radar at all last year, that won't be the case this year. What do you think the challenge is going to be like for him facing teams that are kind of going after him, and what's the next step for him?
I think the next step is just continue to improve, and he's improved every year he's been here. I think he's done a great job, and he continues to make great decisions, and he's a positive, catcher, and does a really nice job. But he gets positive yards all the time. He never goes backwards. Makes good decisions. Fair catches when he has to fair catch, and goes up and catches all the balls that we want him to. That are shorter punts and things like that, and does a good job of communicating with the guys to get him out of the way. And so, it's a blessing to have him back, and he's done a great job for us, that's for sure. As far as flying under the radar, I don't think that any returner in this league does, to be honest with you. They're so good, all of them are, and we all, every special teams coach in the league, I think, is the same way. As soon as that ball's kicked, you're saying, "Oh, geez, I hope we're okay," and you just got to pray on the fun that our guys picked up the fundamental, and they don't, the fundamentals, and they don't follow the same color and everything like that, and they play off of each other and communicate as they're running down the field.
Braxton was a guy who started as primary punt returner and then kind of moved into that role. He had a few guys, tried Coleman there.
Mm-hmm.
Just having that one guy can handle returns both ends. That's got to be good for you.
Yeah, anytime you can have a dual returner, I think it's a blessing. I really do, because they do so much for you, and you can count on one guy to get the job done for you. So, like I said, he does everything we ask him to do, and he does a great job doing it. So, happy to have him back for sure.
And did you think that he could be that guy? Because you knew he could handle punts, but is this kind of how he kind of took that job?
I think that how he's progressed, and when he came here, he's like I said, he's been a steady climb every year that he's been here, and he just continues to improve. And the great thing about him is, we say it all the time in the room, that the punt returner, the kick returner, is the best blocker that we've got. Because the guys that are really good, the Andre Robertses, the Berrioses, everything like that, they make all those blocks for their returners or for their guys that are blocking, because they can set those guys up, and he does a great job doing that.
Who are the guys you're going to be leaning on, your foundational guys this year?
I think you got a big group of them. You got a set of running backs with Ty, and I think that the tight end group's going to be heavily counted on. The linebacker group's going to be heavily counted on. I mean, I think there's some DNs that are going to be counted on a bunch, and of course Jeff Smith and those guys are receiver, and so and of course Berrios. So I think that you've got a solid core, young core that's, I think, is going to improve every week.